Hey guys, welcome back to Wentworth Life and welcome to our next Wentworth review. Now in this video I am going to be reviewing Wentworth Season 1 Episode 8, Mind Games. Now this is the episode that changed everything. It's a real game changer and probably one of the most shocking episodes of Season 1. As always, the Season 1 episodes feature flashbacks to a certain character, and in this episode it's all about Jax'S backstory. In the last episode, Jax had taken a beating and she basically had her hand crushed in the gym. Now in this episode, Jax is brought back to General after some time away, but not before a quick visit to see Erica, who advises Jax that there has been a shift of power while she's been in medical and maybe she should now think about going into protection. But Jax is like, no, I will not go into protection. It is clear in this episode that the women are keeping a little bit of a safe distance from Jax. I think a lot of the women in this episode are pretty much sitting on the fence and they're waiting to see what's gonna happen. Jax is limping and she's looking really tired in this episode. She certainly is not the scary villain that we are all used to. In the flashback scenes, we see what landed Jax in prison. Now, Jax and Vinny, they invite this guy over who has apparently hired out a hit on Vinny. So Jax ends up hitting this guy over the head a number of times with a crowbar, inevitably killing him. But a much younger Brayden witnesses the whole thing, and this is when Jax tells Brayden that this is what the family business is all about, and that the family business is the only thing that matters. This is the murder that landed Jax in prison for 14 years. There's a little bit of a shocking twist in this episode. So, Jax, she has got arthritis and she hides it from the women because it's basically a sign of weakness. But someone is smuggling in some drugs for her arthritis, and heaven behold, it's Vera Bennett. Now I can remember when I first saw this moment, I was gobsmacked. And I even thought that, oh my god, did Vera kill Meg Jackson? It turns out that during the riot seen in the very first episode, Vera made a deal with Jax. Basically, Vera was going to be made the hero in order to prove to Meg that she was capable of being a deputy governor. However, as we all know, this riot resulted in being the main cause of Meg's murder. So Jax is now blackmailing Vera into bringing in these drugs, and this causes Vera to have a panic attack. I was like, whoa, mind blown, what the hell is going on? Jax really is playing dirty. When Vinny comes in to visit Jax, he basically tells her that he is marrying his little bit on the side, and this of course upsets Jax. She then tells Vinny to send Brayden in to see her, and this is when Jax does the most evilest thing so far. She basically tells Brayden to break up with Debbie, but what she's actually saying is that she wants him to kill her. Now, Brayden doesn't seem keen at first, but when he does agree to do it, he then says to his mum that, you know, if he does go through with this, then he's done with her. I actually love the moment where Brayden's just sitting there in the visitor's room and he says to his mum, "You look like shit." It always tickles me. Anyway, this leads us on to a horrible, heartbreaking scene. I am, of course, talking about Debbie's death. So, earlier in this episode, Brayden had started Debbie on heroin, and not just smoking it, but literally mainlining. So Brayden decides that this is how he's gonna kill her. While they are alone in Debbie's bedroom, he injects Debbie with a lethal dose of heroin, causing Debbie to overdose in her bed. Brayden then just gets up, packs his bag, and leaves Debbie to die alone in her bedroom. It always breaks my heart, this scene. I always think to myself, how terrified would Debbie have been, just laying in a bedroom, vomiting, feeling like death, not being able to move or call for help, and inevitably knowing what was about to happen to her. It just doesn't even bear thinking about, and it always gives me the chills. So Debbie is dead by the end of this episode, and I can remember thinking to myself, oh my fucking god. B is gonna be devastated. She's gonna go nuclear in the next episode because everything that B has done was for Debbie, to protect Debbie. I forgot to mention, before Debbie's death, Jax had actually organised someone to plant a mobile phone into B's cell without her knowing. Now, during the evening time, this mobile phone goes off and I think it's under B's mattress, and when B answers this mysterious phone, a man is on the other end saying horrible, disgusting things about Debbie, which of course upsets B. Now, B goes to press the panic alarm, but Liz manages to calm B down and basically tells B that it's just Jax winding her up. Now, of course, this is not going to go down well when B learns what's actually happened to Debbie in the next episode. What really annoys me about all of this is, like, what were B and Debbie's crimes? Like, what did they actually do to deserve any of this? I mean, if B had actually challenged Jax or had a fight with her or tried to kill her, I could maybe understand this retaliation, but B and Debbie, they'd done nothing. They really didn't deserve any of this. Throughout this episode, Frankie was trying to get B to team up with her to try and get rid of Jax, like strike first, but B just didn't want to get involved in that. I mean, there is an interesting scene where B asks Frankie what will happen if Jax does get toppled, and then what if someone else tries to go for the position? And Frankie is like, are you putting your hand up, Red? And B is like, nah. But what I liked about this scene and this episode is I reckon B was enjoying just a little bit of the glory and the love that she was receiving from the rest of the women in the prison. She enjoyed a little taste of what it's like to be at the top. Liz could see that Frankie was trying to use B to get to Jax, and Liz tells Frankie that she is stronger with B than without her, and I do think that this is really good advice. But Frankie, she isn't always known for taking good advice, at least not in the early seasons. Also, just before Debbie's tragic end, she does have a phone call with B where they have a real nice heart-to-heart on the phone. I think it's probably one of the best conversations we see them have, and this is where B tells Debbie that she loves her to the moon and back. And what makes this moment even more heartbreaking is that this is the last time that B will ever get to speak to Debbie. So, all in all, a great, hard-hitting episode with a devastating, shocking ending. Everything that Wentworth is all about. Lots going on, Jax reaching new depths, twists revealed with the Vera stuff. Yes, this is what you call a fantastic Wentworth episode. My favourite part has to be the bit where the women are all huddled together in the unit watching a TV show that B has recommended. And even Boomer, she's got like the hots for one of the characters in this TV show. It's just really nice, and it's one of those, you know, few moments where you see all the women united and just feels a little bit like a family unit. My least favourite moment has to be, of course, Debbie's death in that final part of the episode. It's not very nice, it's not easy to watch no matter how many times you've seen it, and it just breaks my heart every single time. So that's all of my thoughts on this episode. Now I'd be really interested to hear all of your thoughts. What do you guys think of this episode? I bet it makes some of you guys cry whenever you go back and rewatch Debbie's death. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments box below. Okay then guys, well thank you all for watching today's video. You're all amazing as usual. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, stay safe out there, and I will see you all again very, very soon.